I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
I really want to show young girls that they can be athletes too. I've struggled with imposter syndrome, and I've really had to ground myself in why I play. I play because it's fun. I like to compete. I like to show it with my teammates. I like to push myself to be the best. And I think being out there and doing that for them and having
Yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome back to action. As right now Utah Wild shooting deep, and well, that's going to be number 38, Corey Bigham, pulling that in. Jumping into this second quarter, action underway already. So we'll get our game clock matching the game clock as 10:43 left on the quarter.
Yeah, Corey Bigham's definitely one of those players to watch on Utah Wild. She's fast. She's a cutter. She kind of loves just, being in the end zone, getting lots of scores, and so we'll expect that from her this game. No surprise, an amazing score to start off this second quarter. There was 2 turns in that first point, so still we're kind of just seeing both teams cleaning it up, and then a good, second attempt by Onyx. That is a beautiful play.
Yeah, early contender for our Discraft play of the game, but we'll have to see what else happens. We got plenty of game ahead of us, but you could just see there Corey Bigham just taking off even before her teammate caught that other disc, other throw. Beautiful two-handed layout. Even get some congratulations from Aubrey Bishop before she spikes the disc on her head.
Yeah, power position from that assist. It's nice when you can get those big throws off an upline pass. And yeah, beautiful work on Utah Wild's part.
Yeah, again, the discussion a little bit with the coaching staff beforehand. The deep game is an important part of this league, of this sport. And Utah Wild have had some great points off some fast breaks. And as you mentioned, the power position there. So we'll see if they can keep that going to kind of break up the defense of Onyx. Claudia Tajima, not the easiest of swings. Trout Wainwright will close the distance, goes a little diagonal. Now winds up a big shot. Cyrus Lingfield is there. Floater for her, but she's got plenty of space to let it just wait and land. JC Jones now in the red zone. Danny Runzo. Oh, the pass get cut out though. Good movement from Danny Runzo. Oh, as the diagonal pass right away gets broken up. Claudia Tajima, she's got it. Rachel Egan maybe there on the end line. Still has Trout Wainwright. And there we go. Danny Renzo will make up for that miss and pulls it down right away.
Yeah, nice to get those little inside outs. Move into the break space in the end zone. I believe that was a D from Rachel Stockdale, who, this is her season debut, so really awesome to see her on the field. She's definitely one to watch for Utah Wild. She's a hybrid player, very athletic, hails from Colorado, so it's really exciting to see kind of that new talent making plays on the field.
Yeah, 100%. Western Ultimate League is just exciting to see this league just keep gearing up and bringing more players from the Ultimate community into the sport, getting them involved, and exciting to see all these clubs like the Wild and Onyx, grow over the years. So we're gonna have the poll from Emma Bartlett, who was a substitute here today for an Onyx player that wasn't going to be able to make it on the field. Tina Snyder marking the handler.
Just shut down defense. I love seeing that. No arounds. I mean, when you have a wingspan like that, it's making it hard to get anything into that break space.
Yeah, and especially if you're going to be running a zone, get your biggest wingspan on the handler, right? As certainly a discussion about possibly picks. I think it's fairly downfield that was happening, but play is going to be restarted. Some players are still chatting about things. Attempt at a quick follow-up pass from Mac Perkett. Now, number 38, Corey Bigham with the disc. instead of as a target. Mac Burkett singing around. And then back to Mac Burkett, center of the field, 45-yard line. Kind of a little push pass, followed up by another little quick give it a go. Bartlett not going to be able to get in there.
On the D there.
Some quick passing from WUL. Takes out Bishop, and now able to cut it short, but it's like a call downfield.
Yeah, Utah WUL not afraid to kind of really dump it pretty far. It's interesting to see.
Another give and go that was kind of similar to a sequence not long ago. Corey Bigham cutting into the corner though, but look, the D, the D goes up, didn't actually get a hand on it. That was Shannon Dennehy, but enough of a pressure that the pass goes out of bounds. And now as we've reached the halfway mark on the second quarter, a great opportunity for Oregon Onyx. Good swing to Julie Sherwood. Now Aubrey Bishop, another great find. Player going deep, it's going to be a big forehand. Corked out here. Oh yeah, defender read that pretty perfectly. That was Castique Williams. Took a step in towards that pass, realized there was even a little bit more rim. Good jumping, slap away defense.
Yeah, that's a great matchup. And so it's nice to see those tough plays. And definitely the D is tight on both sides.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Get it right back, Tina.
Yeah, great cut under there. And again, you know, just like this is the D line out there. So yeah, they didn't get a conversion off that first break opportunity, but they have another one. And either way, they're tiring out that wild offense right now. Just throwing to Bartlett. Again, good give and goes. Julie Sherwood has to pull that down left-handed.
Great tempo from Oregon Onyx. They're just keeping that disc moving, making smart choices. Yes!
Beautiful throw. Great ball set. She's had a lot of scores the last home game against Colorado Alpha Club. And pulls in a beautiful reception there as Onyx celebrating the break point from their D-line.
That's one of those situations where you kind of got to look down at the end zone line and be like, am I in? Am I in? Do I grab it now? And so, yeah, really glad to see that.
Yeah, we'll see that again. That first beautiful pull down left-handed from Julie Sherwood. Kicks it over to Shannon Dennehy. And then we see a beautiful flick into the corner from Grace Alston. Drop kick.
So excited. I love the energy. Look at that love.
Yeah, one of the young guns on the Onyx roster. A lot of players contributing from Oregon, or from Eugene, and Grace, actually from Portland, but still part of that kind of younger squad.
The roster up there. I mean, definitely, yeah. I feel like the average age of Oregon Onyx is a little lower than it was when I was a practice player last year. So, yeah.
Well, of course, you were bringing that average down, though, right?
Sure, yeah.
Wild receiving here, and Vesper Aragon. A little bit more handling here. This goes back to Paige Kircher, though. Gets it once again. Now Rachel Stockdale. Good quick interplay here. Stanislawski. Now over to Burkett. Still count rising. Will find a swing. Awkward stuff, but still pulled down by Kat Songer.
Yeah, just a stall to 7 WL, so it's a quick game. It's a quick.
Bigham with a good find to Stanislawski. Now shooting deep, and well, there you go. Paige Kircher will pull it in. Ties the game 5-5 with 3:10 on the clock.
Remember, Paige started as a handler, so it's really neat to see those handlers kind of be in those flex positions, be willing to go downfield, and then score.
Yeah, love to see it. Our time has gotten a little bit off of the scoreboard, so we're going to figure that out. There were 3 or 4 minutes. Nonetheless, though, good progression there by Onyx. They're doing what they can to slow down this Wild offense, but Wild will be pulling again here. We'll see if the Onyx offense can keep the good times rolling.
Speaking of rolling.
Yeah. This one's going to roll out of bounds past the 50, so they will have to take it on the sideline and will get double teamed. Brittany McCready there handling the situation. And you know, Chloe, I actually happened to run into Brittany McCready today.
Oh, where's that?
Yeah. I was hanging out at a certain ramen shop I'm starting to open downtown Portland, Matsunoki Ramen.
You're opening a
my ramen shop.
Ramen shop?
And I saw 5 wild players walk by.
Oh my goodness, great grab from Merle. That was a beautiful layout. Way to keep it in play, right at the end zone line.
Wow. Oh, what a connection there. Merle spinning around, throws it up, gets the catch, takes her hat off, and might also get the disc back. We'll see the discussion here. I thought that was pretty beautiful play by Merle. A great little like fake out here. We'll see it again. Oh, the spin around, but I don't know if I'm not quite sure what the discussion is down there.
Yeah, especially when those stalls get a little bit higher, you kind of have to make those interesting throws, maybe those goal tee throws for anyone out there.
Yeah,
that was a high outside in, but it looks like it is going back.
Yeah, so
to Merle Hammond.
If it was a stall, we get a turnover here. If there was some question about whether they thought there was a travel, either way, Morgan Zajon now gets the disc off that quick reset. Julia Sherwood, good coverage by the Wild, but Shannon Dennehy will find it on the swing. And a pick call, so a play will get kind of slowed down here once again. I think that was maybe off the focus on Raina Kamrat, who was feeling a little bit picked. Many players not looking at Raina. Raina's just pointing, like, just throw it to me right here as soon as play resumes. That will get kind of called out, though. Now Eva Pope on this red line here. Still looking for that target. Great swinging pass here. Will find Julia Sherwood.
And good communication there, because a little connection on the field, if I may. Those two were going for the same disc, and it was nice that Oregon Onyx could figure it out and not D one another, because that's always the worst. So
yeah, in some of those passes, we will see this replay of the assist from Eva Pope. But yeah, exactly. You have 2 players there. And that's Merle Hammond saying, I don't want to screw this up.
I have a feeling they know how to communicate quite well. So.
Yeah. Julia Sherwood right behind her, able to throw that out there. So Onyx in a good position this second quarter. They have the starting pole, so just kind of game theory stuff. If Wild scores here, if they take up all 95 seconds of it, that's okay for Onyx. But also, too, there could be a really good opportunity here for either a turn caused by the stalling tactics or just, Wild scoring and then Onyx getting the disc back as the clock's expiring.
Yeah, it's been a close game so far, so it'd be great to see one of these teams pulling away. Oregon Onyx has this break opportunity if they can get this turn.
Certainly the clock expiring and players maintaining possession leads to kind of some odd circumstances of gamemanship. You just score super quick and then hope that you can get another chance if Onyx either scores quick or gets a turnover, or do you really just try to kill the clock here for a minute? Certainly teams are obviously playing to win, given we stress the importance of this game. So, scoring a point here and maintaining possession is probably the most important aspect of this. As Paige Kircher able to find a target. That's going to be Williams on the far line. So the disc lead, Claudia Tajima picks up, gets it to Greta Eisenbray. They were left uncovered. She is going to be able to find Aubrey Bishop moving forward. Aubrey Bishop not going to find Chelsea Putnam back to Eisenbray.
And Aubrey had that D, made that turn, so.
Claudia Tajima almost recovered it. And now with 25 seconds on the clock, we are going to have a timeout here, which makes perfect sense because, again, just these situations, Wild with a turn, whoever they want to put on the field, 20 seconds left, they want some fresh legs.
Yeah, we got a strong D-line out there, but, we'll see what Oregon Onyx does to answer back and hopefully shut down this point opportunity.
Yeah, a little unfortunate turn for them there. Again, kind of just the gamemanship of the scenario. If they'd been able to burn 20 seconds before that turn, that would have been great. But, you know, again, still an okay situation for them. Mike Ferguson, you know, was stressing the importance of the first quarter, and that certainly stretches into the first half.
That's the Oregon Onyx coach, right?
That is
Okay.
the head coach. He's also joined by Bobby Goff, the assistant coach. And, well, we do have a little bit of a double header going on here today, joined by the Onyx's brother team, their sibling team, who will be taking on the Salt Lake Shred. And assistant coach Bobby Goff will be joining me in the commentary booth for that game. But, you know, we're here, we're focused on WUL and the exciting match that we have in front of us and the exciting playoff implications this match will have.
Yeah, this game really matters for Oregon Onyx, so they're definitely going to put it on the line.
Yeah, Wild a little bit more leeway, but certainly for Onyx, they need to make this happen.
Like you can see that grid, right? D is on.
Yeah, certainly. And clock will be expiring here. So Utah Wild are certainly not being too aggressive with those throws in that first 20 seconds of this possession. Now, got a little bit more wiggle room in terms of they don't have to go upfield super aggressive. Time's not a question here, just getting the point.
Right, they have this opportunity to score, and then if it's a turn, that ends the quarter.
Good find there, Sarah Stoller on the far side of the field, wide open. Looking to continue this tempo. Little floaty there, but Paige Kircher had gotten away from her mark. Now the shot deep, and it will be pulled down by Bigum.
And we're even again.
Yeah, another big score for Corey Bigum.
And
that was at 6-6. So super exciting stuff here at Kiggins Bowl in, well, Vancouver, Washington. We're not in Oregon. We'll just skip past that part. But thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Jeff Eckstein, joined by the lovely Chloe Mandel.
Oh, well, thank you, Jeff. That's very kind.
And we'll be back for the second half. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you soon.
In pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh, my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
OT. Number 7, Giants and Chargers, Justin Herbert. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
Nope. Looks like that's Western Ultimate League Frisbee. I'd know it anywhere.
It looks like Cody Lippincott, right?
Mm-hmm.
Laying out, well done.
All right, so I'm going to just guess.
In pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh, my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
really want to show young girls that they can be athletes too. I've struggled with imposter syndrome, and I've really had to ground myself in why I play. I play because it's fun. I like to compete. I like to show it with my teammates. I like to push myself to be the best. And I think being out there and doing that for them and having other people see and potentially think that, hey, that can be me one day, that's really exciting.
I know I've struggled in my own life to like take up space, and I think that it's so amazing that the Ultimate Field has like changed that for me. That I can get out there and I'm like, no, I know I am a good cutter and I know what I need to do here and I know my role on the team. And I think that it's just helped me open up so much. It's also led to more confidence for myself. And I really want for other women and non-binary folk to see that, oh, they're out there doing this. How do I get into that? What does that look like? You know, what's my role there?
I really liked a combination of both endurance and shorter, more competitive sprints, and then also going up directly against players. And I think that also is what attracted me to Ultimate as well. Understanding like what you're capable of doing is just a really great experience. That
Welcome back, everybody. We're about to get going with our second half of this Western Ultimate League matchup between the Utah Wild and the Oregon Onyx. Score tied 6-6. I'm one of your two commentators, Jeff Ackstein, joined by the wonderful Chloe Mandel.
Hi everyone. Yeah, really great to be here. It's been a pretty neck and neck game. I think a lot of those kind of drops work themselves out, and we're seeing some really great defense, offense on both sides. It's an exciting second half.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of games in the Western Ultimate League this season where one team gets a pretty decent lead in the first quarter and then maybe expands on that in the second quarter and then slowly just starts to pull away with it, even if the score kind of stabilizes at that point. So 6-6 here, extremely tight game. Very much looking forward to seeing how it plays out in this second half. Claudia Tajima across the half line. Now the reach of Cody Hess, who's going to go big here. Morgan Zajon is going to have to get real big, but...
Sandwich between two defenders, that's a hard one.
Yeah, and maybe a little undercut the disc as it kind of rose above their head. So Utah Wild starting things off with a break opportunity. We'll have to run the full field, though. So does find Ellie Shorgel, excuse me. Ellie, one of the players to watch here tonight.
Yeah, Ellie's a D-line player, but it's you know, a lot of folks can do DO. She's a hybrid player, hails from Minnesota, and definitely kind of one to watch around those big layout Ds. But right now we're watching her on O.
Pick was called, so things stopping for a second, but looking to resume. Carly Atwell swinging the disc around, and
unclear who that was to.
Yeah,
but miscommunication perhaps.
Yeah, I think that might have been to her, and then maybe even some plays contemplating.
Yeah, Claudia
picking
that up. No defender. That was an interesting situation. I don't think folks were fully tuned in.
Oof. Yeah, it's been real quick here as Wild with the turnover. Now looking to just kind of solidify this real quick on the red line here. Has to go backwards, but now that was Ellie Shortall again.
Shortall, yeah.
And Shortall, a little bit of a tall pass, but pulled down by Amy Norris, who's able to get the finish into the end zone to Madeline Hunter.
Open side pass, you gotta definitely lock those down. Defense was just a little bit out of position, but again, I'm still confused by that turn, just because, you know, you could even see Claudia kind of like looking up, like, hey, where's my cutters? Undefended thrower, and then it was still a turn. So a little unfortunate for Oregon Onyx, and good on Utah Wild to capitalize.
Yeah, Madeline Hunter, one of those 5 players I got to bump into today. Kicked him a couple bowls of ramen to try out, and had an opportunity to chat with them. And certainly Utah Wild feeling really fired up and ready to go in this match tonight.
Well, it's all that ramen, right? You know,
yeah.
gotta be nourished.
Powered by noodles, you know. Hashtag, yeah. Brittany McCready out there, that's one of the other players I got to chat with real quick, and she's out there on the D-line as Utah Wild have been able to get a foot up at the start of this half. starting things off the break. Beautiful pull coming out here, lands out the 30-yard line. Julia Sherwood picking it up.
That was a close one. Definitely got to run to your passes. But
yeah. Aggressive D attempt by Amy Norris as that D line that just scored, staying out there basically. Maybe there was a few faces changed, but plenty of familiars.
Yeah, we're seeing a zone defense from Utah Wild. So Oregon Onyx figuring it out. Ooh.
Yeah, and certainly several attempts at trying to cut the passes out and get a turnover. Talia Barth has to reach up, try to pull that down. Waybright, they pull that down nicely.
Number 4, Lily Terpstra, almost with that D.
Waybright gets it again. Pope, nice find to Rachel Egan. JC Jones was looking for it maybe in the corner, now in the backfield. This to Talia Barth. Good find over there. It's Linkfield. Linkfield is maybe looking for a forehand flick.
It's so interesting that they stay in the zone, kind of this close to the end zone. So by this point, usually you might switch the person, but it is throwing Onyx off a little bit.
Yeah, very wide zone. You see on the near side of the field, like Cyrus Linkfield, completely wide open, but and then now rotating in a position to be the dump. So we'll get the disc. Now Talia Barth. It's Onyx, yeah, still weaving around here. They can't find a deep target, and they're just kind of going back and forth around this 40-yard line.
And this is good. Onyx is showing patience. They're showing good decision making. They're tiring out that cup. And so, yeah, really strong O-line on.
Cyrus Linkfield maybe open in the middle field, zone adjust though, and the gap's closed down. Still really solid zone defense here from Wild. Julia Sherwood now with the shot deep. Trout White is there. A defender closing the gap though. Oh! Trout almost pulls that down. Oh. There was a hand in there by Williams.
It was definitely a good attempt. That was some good ultimate.
Yeah, Julia Sherwood saw the shot, knew that it was going to need to be taken at some point. They couldn't just keep kicking around between the 30 and 40-yard lines. So another break opportunity for Utah Wild, trying to break this game wide open. And from the power position here, good shot deep here. And well, ran onto the disc. That's going to be number 8, Molly Robbins. I might have actually miscalled that earlier because it did look like that was a bookend by Molly Robbins. And actually, yeah, I think I called Williams, who's just running onto the field, as the one getting that D earlier.
I'm learning for my first time here that it's hard to sometimes get it right. So yeah, but we've seen that a couple times now where those deep looks are getting rewarded, and that is where Utah Wild is getting their scores. So we do wonder how Oregon Onyx is going to kind of respond again, hopefully stopping those deep cuts, backing their people just a little bit more, and really pressuring them to go under, make them, do lots of passes, make them make those break throws, and make it a little bit harder on them from a defensive perspective. So.
Wild, the first team to go up by 2 here today. Things have just been kept at 1 previously. So certainly some indication of maybe the game starting to break open. Real short pull here from number 27.
This could be deliberate, so let's watch how they set up their defense. It's giving them that time to set up how they want. We're seeing a zone D, kind of almost like a clam. You see that circle that they're making with their defenders.
Onyx still able to find Danny Runzo.
And now we're in person.
On the far side. Then, yeah, the coverage closed down real quick. Raina Camera, what a save!
Oh, incredible. We've seen that from Raina all season long.
Yeah, usually it's in the end zone where she just dives out and makes a massive catch, but coming back to save, and now the pressure, maybe there was a hand on it, too much though. Just slips away, and Wild with the opportunity, pulled inbounds. Morgan Zajon was trying to get out there, and actually, never mind, not pulled inbound.
It's hard with those ribbons sometimes, that can move a little bit, and then you're out of bounds. So it was hard to see from this perspective, but
Yeah, the official had the best view of it, the observer. Now a shot to Morgan Zajon. She's going to have to stay inbound herself. And the disc goes a little bit far.
Just too strong for your own good sometimes.
Yeah, and she had a good awareness of where the line was and where she would need to put her foot down in order to get that to count.
It was a nice look from Greta. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so hard. It was a nice look from Greta, for sure.
Yeah, fired quickly because that was what was needed. A little too much pace on it. Great forehand there. Can the defender get in there? Nope. Oh. Good try from Earl Hammond.
Earl Hammond has those hops. Yeah, good contested pass, but can't come down with it. So still in possession.
Is Aragon now in the hands of Bigham? Just kicking around. That'll be Williams. Does have a target deep. That was Bigham, who's been a huge scoring threat. Little hammer over the top in the hands of Aragon. Now good swing over. Bigham has it. Maybe some targets. Release here will get pulled down. A little bit of a slip by Carly Atwell, but
an injury call, it looks like.
Oh.
It was raining earlier today, and you know, sometimes turf can get a little bit slippery. It's hard to know if the conditions are kind of dried out a little bit since there hasn't been rain in about an hour, but yeah, that didn't look great.
Yeah, hopefully her knee's all right. Kind of an awkward slip for sure, and going to be limping off, so good to see that she can got mobile. Shout out to our trainer out on the field tonight, Brandy Turcott. Putting her skills to use. Disc tapped in here. Oh.
And a miscommunication. Interesting. Yeah, rushed it just a little bit. There was that momentum going into this point. And let's see if Oregon Onyx can capitalize on that turn.
Yeah, they're gonna call a timeout here, and I think that's real smart. You know, they really need to get their heads on to score this point. Especially as a lot of this quarter has just kind of gone away. We started 6-6, 2 points by the Wild, and that's been it.
It really has been 1 point, hasn't it? And so, yeah, great call on the timeout. Those are got to be tired legs. It's a longer field, you know, and so this is an opportunity for kind of everyone to rebuild that composure. You could feel that kind of angst, if you will. I think Oregon Onyx is definitely feeling the pressure to even it back up, hopefully then take that lead. This will be the first of 2 games they'll actually be playing against the Utah Wild. So we were speaking earlier with Tanya and Michael from Utah Wild, and you know, this is kind of for them sort of like a chance to test out the waters against Oregon Onyx this year. They get to play them again on the 13th, but now we have the opportunity for Oregon Onyx to potentially win this game and then still be a contender if they do well moving forward.
It's been a tough schedule, tough start for Oregon Onyx, but where the season is right now, if they can pull out a win here and then potentially win out versus Colorado, who they've won against earlier, and well, you know, again, if they win here, then they would have a good chance in theory to take on Utah Wild while Oregon Onyx would be on the road. Pretty good connection here by Onyx.
That zone D, the Utah Wild seen success here, so they're going to use it again, and it does slow down the offense.
Yeah, and even just making the offense take their time is certainly valuable. Kristen Roberts kind of stumbled into, and yeah, I think that we'll have a quick little reset here because she's kind of got bumped there.
Yeah, there's 5 players, kind of defenders, all in this space, so it's a very busy middle space. I'm glad that Oregon Onyx is swinging it, really using the full width of the field, finding those open shots, right? Kristen's right there.
Yeah, and there have been some open players, like kind of where Shannon Dennehy is staying right now, but it's kind of an awkward, you know, possibly hammer over the top of these defenders. It's not an easy throw. Now Greta Eisenbray on the near side of the field taking on the run a little bit. Not going to take a big shot, though. Rachel has finding a good inside throw. Now give and go. Kristen Roberts looking for a score, possibly Shannon Dennehy even closer to the end zone. Raina Cameron was making a cut. The disc has to go back to Claudia Tajima, though. She's still looking for target.
Undefended, though. No stall count here. This is interesting. She's got time.
Yeah.
So, still wide open.
Yeah, it's still an interesting scenario. Disc has come back a little bit. Greta, maybe not to Kristen Roberts. Kristen Roberts again, though. There it is. The defender steps away. Kristen Roberts takes a step back. Creates excellent space for herself.
Wonderful composure by Oregon Onyx. That is what they needed. You know, they're crawling their way back at 7-8. One more point to tie it back up.
Yeah.
They needed that.
Yeah, and I think a good heads-up strategical play by the Wild there as well. They saw where the clock was, and we're just like, you know what, we just need to slow this down so that hopefully that we can get the disc back and the disc back at the end of the quarter. Because obviously Wild, they can score, they'll maintain that 2-point lead. If they can at least just kill the clock, then they will maintain their 1-point lead and receive the disc for the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's been a battle this game. Definitely the second half, I think the intensity is up, and it's just some really good ultimate that we're seeing. Lots of great interceptions, particularly on D.
Bull's out here, goes to the 35-yard line. Onyx haven't whipped out any of these tricky pulls that we've seen from Wild, whether it's rollers or whether it's an intentional short pull.
That's one of those behind the back grabs that you maybe practice. Maybe heads up.
Certainly a little sketchy for Kircher, but good on her to be able to pull that down.
And I don't know if you saw that Eva Pope just kind of jumped into the lane there to kind of stop that potential power position pull. So.
Ooh, and this was sort of worst case scenario for the Wild. As well, the clock expired right when that turnover was happening, so Onyx will be able to have a full shot here. There's no way they're going into the fourth quarter down 2, and they just might go into the fourth quarter even.
Great opportunity for Oregon Onyx right here.
Wait right to Regan. And the defense coming in. That was Aragon. And what a play to disrupt Onyx. Attempt to even this game out at the end of the third quarter. See this one more time on the replay. Oh yeah, she got a hand on that.
Yeah, and you saw Rachel going down to get it, but yeah, definitely that layout D was beautiful by Aragon. And we have 7-8 home team just down by 1.
And we'll take a quick step away here for the break between the third and fourth quarters, but don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back with the thrilling conclusion to this Western Ultimate League game.
In pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
OT. Number 7
in pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
Yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome back. We are getting into the fourth quarter here at Kiggin Bowl, Vancouver, Washington. Utah Wild on the road visiting Oregon Onyx. Crucial game for Oregon Onyx. Utah Wild, a little bit of a leeway. They still definitely want the dub here. I am Jeff Eckstein, joined once again by Chloe Mandel.
Hi, folks. Yeah, great to be here. This has been such an exciting game. This is the quarter to watch. So thanks for tuning in. You know, it's been really interesting to see the defense switch up from Utah Wild. We've seen person, we've seen zone. I think definitely their transitions out of that zone into person have gotten better over this game. We're also seeing less drops, but we are seeing more Ds and more interceptions. So really exciting stuff here on both teams. I mean, we're seeing those turns are contested, right? It's not just errors; it's actual, forced turns. And then can the other team capitalize once they get the disc back in their hands?
Yeah, been a lot of big defensive plays, maybe even more so than offensive plays. Usually you see those layout catches for points, Well,
we've had a couple of those.
Yeah, we have had a couple of those, yeah, for sure. Stanislaw, good give and go, getting it back into the hands of Kircher. Songer with the handle. Good movement from Wild. Williams, oh, that's going to get cut out. Tina Schneider, another D from her.
Yeah, great positioning. Way to have eyes on that disc.
This is a tense game, Chloe.
It sure is, Joe.
As well, Onyx getting the disc back in their hands.
Oh, shoot.
No.
Yeah, no wind out here, so definitely some.
Just disc. It's a game of inches.
Yeah, for real.
And well, Onyx missed an opportunity to possibly get a break there. They're going to need a few more opportunities in this quarter if they want to kind of change this score around. But Wild, nice calm.
Nice, that was great on Talia's part, sticking with. Yeah, you always have to watch those up the line passes, particularly kind of in that hot zone in the end zone. That's a really scary spot. We saw Talia do a beautiful job of getting in front of her person going for that score, and then next person did it and scored. So great job on Utah Wild's part to capitalize on that open side, get those up the line passes, and number 9 scoring to bring it up to 9-7 Utah Wild.
That was a good hockey assist to herself from Williams, as made that pass and then a good cut to get into the end zone and get open over the back of Emma Bartlett.
Yeah, I've been watching some more hockey these days, actually. It's been on TVs, so yeah, maybe taking some inspiration onto the ultimate field here.
Yeah, Stanley playoffs going on right now, whereas the Western Ultimate League playoffs, I think it's something like June 5th and 6th. Sorry, I don't have those hard dates, but I know it's like first weekend in June in Seattle. It'll be super exciting championship weekend. Onyx could kind of use a quick score here just to keep time on the clock. Make sure that they have plenty of opportunities to score here to potentially tie this game up. Rena Kamrat kind of lurking deep, trying to pull some of these zone defenders a little bit further out.
Yeah, the zone definitely slows down that Onyx offense, but we've seen it now a few times, and I think it's really cleaned up. There are those holes.
Yeah.
And it's just on the handlers to show that patience. Keep the cup moving, get them tired. Meanwhile, the cup's just trying to force those passes, and hopefully the number of passes there might be an error, but Oregon Onyx has those solid hands.
Yeah. Solid hands have been drifting the disc backwards. Eisenbray trying to find some sort of slightly deep target. Kristen Roberts, the cutout attempt unsuccessful from Madeline Hunter. And Onyx only ran a camera at deep, so they pulled a player in to maybe possibly find another target here. When some of these players are open, they're not necessarily pulling the zone even deeper. Now maybe an opportunity for a break here. Big thrown up for Morgan Zajon. She's got the wheel, will be able to pull that down.
We love seeing that from Morgan. Definitely great disc awareness, great kind of body awareness, just beautiful read, made it look easy, and Onyx needed that. So crawling back 8-9, Morgan Onyx, and hopefully they can get this break.
Yeah, we saw in the replay there, Merle Hammond, good job getting wide open on the far side of the field. That's kind of what started to break this zone defense, but then also as, you know, unmarked and you got a player like Morgan Zajon cutting deep and fast, then, you know, you're going to be able to hit that target, so.
And that's a nice looking target, yeah, definitely a good smooth execution, particularly against that zone that slowed them down, but they were able to find the open passes, get some yardage, and then capitalize once you get it up line, right? You're past that wall of defenders, and you can score.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, a quick score is nice, but any score is crucial. See what the Onyx D can do here. Gonna need to pressure out Utah Wild, and hopefully get a turn. Stanislaw faking a big throw, is able to find Bigum in the center of the field, giving a little bit of space. As Onyx also doing well, they were doing a bit of zone, but have switched over to person.
Yeah, you might see some poaching from Oregon Onyx, but definitely want to stay tight the closer we get to the end zone.
But Wild doing a great job of moving this disc. Songer finds Perkett.
They are good at moving the disc quickly, right? This is only a 7-second stall count.
Oh, opportunity to score there. There's Stanislaw. Finds Songer in the end zone.
And that was some good quick movement. They just kept it going, making fast decisions, smooth execution, and then you find those open people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Utah Wild, if their offense plays flawless from here on out, they don't have a problem, you know. So that's just what you have to concentrate here as the Wild. Obviously, if the D can show up, if the D can get another turnover and maybe a break point, that would probably put this game to bed. But again, also just as the clock keeps moving and this rhythm keeps up, if they can stay ahead on this flow, Wild have nothing to worry about. But obviously, maintaining a clean possession, there's plenty to worry about, right? Again, Onyx not necessarily trying to score super fast, but do just need to keep getting points on the board here. And we'll see if they can once again successfully break this zone.
Nice, Reina gets it on the side as the wing there.
I love that. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh. You could see the pain before they landed because they were like, that was just so close. Almost got that D block, but Perkett going to be able to pull that in. And Utah Wild certainly pretty happy about the game state right now.
Yeah, certainly you want safe play, but at this point, you know, Oregon Onyx has to pull out some pretty great plays and strong offense here to get back in the game. A little over 5 minutes left on the clock in this last quarter. Oregon Onyx needs this. Let's see.
That's hilarious. The Utah Wild, look at the pull, and nobody had the disc. Nobody had the disc. They'll get the pull off, and there are some WUL rules about a timely pull, but they will not get an infraction there.
Yeah, that was a close one. Do need to make sure you pick up the disc to pull it. So.
Good start to this offense for Onyx as they're sort of able to break this zone. Good kind of swinging side-to-side passes. Once again, Danny Runzo wide open on the near side.
Yeah, those handlers are to position themselves so that in that swing they're gaining yards, right? And so right there, yep, JC is open as a popper.
Straight into the middle of the field. Need to kind of find that space again. Move the play up. JC Jones wide open on the far side. That'd be a wide swing, but now attracting a mark. A throw into the end zone. Rachel Egan is there.
That was a really great find. You know, Rachel just saw that spot, was open. There were 2 defenders, but they weren't quite active. They got caught a little bit on their heels. You know, maybe this rain is giving Onyx some magical powers, so it's what they need.
Yeah, 4:25 left in this half. Half and quarter in game, honestly. And well, yeah, Onyx gonna need a couple series of breaks here. Yeah, Rachel Cody has finding the camera. And
that's gotta feel good. Yeah, especially when you get those assists. It's nice to trust your teammates. It's nice to execute well. Both teams, you know, really giving it their all.
And yeah, sort of mentioned it, you know, in the discussion here. Onyx have like a bit of a break in between games, which is kind of tough for their schedule. And just making sure everything is really focused in this game. Obviously, they've been training super hard to get here. They want to continue finding growth as a team and as a unit, but hoping that they can still possibly pull off the victory here today.
I think both teams saw some turnover between the last season and this season, so sometimes it takes a second to build that chemistry, but Oregon Onyx has plenty of games kind of under their belt, and now they should just be able to execute and do minor tweaks, but looks like there was a call on the field.
Songer, a great find on a Stanislaw, who's now rocking a hat. Pick was called, you know, play's just going to resume. Oh, bit of a miscommunication there. Been a few of those kind of throws from the Wild as, yeah, quick little bump there. We're just going to slowly reset the stall count by calling that.
And you know what Julia Sherwood wants, right? Especially when you have a receiver like Tuna going deep. But good patience there.
Yeah, finds Talia Barth.
Oh. Looks like a pick from Chelsea Putnam. A little too open there.
Probably, yeah. Things being agreed upon. Chelsea gets back into position, and play will get tapped back in here. Julia Sherwood looking for a big forehand off the force.
Aubrey shut down with the fast defender, so.
Emma Bartlett, good job getting into space. Aubrey Bishop.
There we go, getting open.
Now, well, yeah, actually Bartlett creates space by causing a slip on her defender. Pass a little bit above the tall Talia Barth head. And unfortunately, Grace Alston not going to be able to save that.
It was good heads up on Grace Alston's part, though, especially when you have those discs up in the air. They go a little bit further. You got to stay heads up for those because you never know.
Wild with the disc. Burkett back to Aragon.
Great defensive switch on that part. Talia going deep with the defender.
Oh, Stanislaw was still moving horizontally while holding that disc and started to turn and look upfield, but a little early, and the timeout coming likely from Onyx here as a good opportunity to reset here, take a moment.
Yeah, that was definitely a long point, and you know, especially in the last quarter, folks have got to be tired. So great call on the timeout. Hopefully we get some fresh legs in here.
Yeah, still an opportunity for Onyx. This game certainly alive, as well. You know, they get a score here, and then they get a turnover afterwards, and they have an opportunity to tie the game. So it's just as simple as it sounds, right, Chloe?
Yeah, easy, right? I mean, you just kind of throw plastic around on a field.
Yeah, just score,
Yeah. No, I think it's this is where the experience shows, right?
Yeah.
We have some veterans on the field, we have some new players on the field, and it really takes that composure to dig deep in these kind of tired moments, play good ultimate, make smart choices, you know, use your head. It can be hard, especially when you're tired. So.
Yeah, we had inspiring handstands on the sideline from some of the players not on the field. So we'll see if that did the trick. That might have been, not sure if that was Eva Pope or Chelsea Putnam. It's one of the two, I think. Either way, play looking to resume here. Just tapped in by Tajima. And then Eisenbray to Runzo. Will kind of stretch this defense. Really important to just swing this disc around here and make the zone coverage work.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Throw to Roberts.
Oh. And
Can't rush
right
those,
pass.
but yeah, there was 2 possible catches.
Yeah. Ran a camera, couldn't pull it in. Wild trying to get upfield. The disc turned over though once again here. A minute 30 on the clock.
I believe that was Eisenbray with the interception.
And
a
good
wide
throw
open.
up top.
Morgan.
That is Morgan Zajon, a huge player for Onyx last year.
Yes.
Taking a huge catch and a reception right here with a minute and 17 left on the clock.
Ooh, that was exciting.
Yeah, getting those little bit of shivers in the body as Eisenbray, she's pumped up. They're going to pump this whole team up.
Yeah, it's that switch in energy sometimes you just need. You need those plays, and then it pumps the whole team up. I know that fires me up when I see my teammates making just awesome defensive plays, finding the wide open person in the end zone, capitalizing on that turn. Eisenbray is happy on that one.
Discraft play of the game right there. Greta Eisenbray keeps her team in this match with, well, the defense and the assist. Great throw in.
So exciting, just a 1-point differential. Oregon Onyx is still in this, so we're waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, Utah Wild. They gotta be not so wild right here. Calm, collected. They hold on to this disc. They hold on to it for a minute 13. It's their game. They score a point here. It's likely their game. Stanislaw. Stall count rising. Stall count rising. Let's get the pass off. Now Bigham. Stall count. Oh! Stall count rising! And she threw it away!
Beautiful defense by Julia Sherwood, cutting off that dunk. And it forced that thrower to throw over the top of their heads and just past the receiver. That's a turn.
Yeah, Julia Sherwood now finds Eva Pope. Back to Sherwood. And Hammer having to come out here. And this is going to be tough. The disc thrown up. Oh no! On multiple hands of the Onyx.
It's got to be wet. That disc is slipping. It was so there. It is exciting, right? Oregon Onyx wants that. They just need to get it back.
Oh my God! Pulls it down with a second and a half on the clock. This game's still wide open. Big throw over the top here. Try to wave out. Try to wave out. Oh! Tie again, ladies and gentlemen. 11-11 on the clock, on the scoreboard. We are zeroed out, going to overtime.
That you couldn't even script that. That was out of this world. The crowd on site, on their feet, they're going crazy.
Wow, dying seconds of this game. JC Jones out of nowhere pulls it down. I mean, a second and a half. That disc could have just floated to the ground in 2 seconds and led to the game being over. Instead, we are heading to overtime. 4 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
Oregon Onyx is in this. They've got to be feeling good. That is just what you want to see from this team in this situation. It's their game to take. They need this to stay in it. And, you know, Utah Wild, I'm sure they're feeling that pressure right now.
I thought I had a sneaking suspicion that Discraft play of the game might have been a little early. You know, sneaking suspicion.
You mean we should have waited for like 5 seconds left on the clock?
Trout Waybright. Woo! What a catch by them. Exciting stuff here. As we've mentioned, this game's super crucial for Onyx. Basically, if they get the win here, their season continues. They still have playoff chances. If they don't get the win here, it will pretty much eliminate them from the playoffs. And, well,
let's see this replay.
Excitement will continue. Try wave right. Oh,
What
putting
a read.
everything into that. Both hands on it, pulls it down. Inbound.
Mac Perkett, I mean, she was right there. So really just good D on her part. You know, just Trout coming onto it from a little bit better angle, getting a little bit higher and pulling it down for the score. So that again was a definitely kind of scary decision from the thrower's part, but you did see a wide open end zone, giving lots of space for Trout to run onto that disc, and it was a great read on their part.
And we have had the overtime coin flip in the meantime of this. We're taking some looks at some of the Onyx players, but Wild winning that toss, and under the circumstances, might as well start with the disc, right?
Yeah, this is definitely an exciting kind of final moments, but we've got 4 minutes now into overtime on the clock. So at this point, we're ones at this point, right? It's kind of zeroed out on the scores, 11-11, and we have the chance to see some pretty exciting ultimate right here.
Yeah, and for those at home maybe unfamiliar with the WUL rules, this quarter, this extra time will be conducted basically like a regular quarter. As the clock hits 0, we will still play out that remaining possession. And, well, if the game is tied at that point, we will have another pull that then would go to sudden death.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, that's helpful to understand.
Wild, they want to start off with a score here. Burkett unmarked, and then going back to Stanislaw, and gets away from her.
Rushed that pass a little, especially no defender there, so there was no stall count. Kind of holding that, but I could see where they wanted to keep that disc moving.
Eva Pope. Oh, I thought she might just shoot deep to Aubrey Bishop right away.
Great fake for Eva.
Good find of Aubrey Bishop, though. Needs to find a final target here. Stall count rising, but good call from Bartlett to cut in to provide a target for the dump right on the edge of the end zone. Here's Eva Pope.
Almost.
Yeah, and we'll be able to find Grace Alston here. Beautiful pass by Bartlett, who is hyped on that assist. Throws it away from the defender. No chance for the Wild to get a hand in there. Great stuff by Onyx.
Yeah, love that touch. You know, just when you leave your receiver on like that. So Alston in the end zone, able to just kind of basically run onto it at pace. That was a really beautiful connection right there for Oregon Onyx.
And in some ways, kind of
we have the replay here, real quick.
Oh, yeah, we'll see this toss from Ellen Bartlett. Yeah, great there.
Great lead.
Basically, the defender, Rachel Stockdale, not going to be able to cut that out. And the way that throw worked, Grace with plenty of time to pull that catch down.
And I do want to apologize. Eisenbray is a similar last name to Waybright, so Eisenbray with the disc now, and forgive me for saying the wrong name prior in this game.
Chloe.
But yeah, Greta, just phenomenal player, very rock solid. Rock solid. Wait, what did I do there? Yeah, and so really exciting stuff. Oregon Onyx up in this overtime. Let's see if they can get this break.
And Wild, we're still sort of chatting as this disc will give Onyx plenty of opportunity to set up their offense or defense, excuse me.
And we're seeing a zone from Oregon Onyx, so looks like there's a 4%.
Wave right again, a huge play, defensive cutout. And I was gonna say that, you know, that first break, kind of a weird one. Breaks are so important in Ultimate. That one almost didn't matter. Now Waybright in the corner will pull that down. A repeat almost on there. Fourth quarter ending catch. Beautiful stuff. Onyx up by 2 now.
Same spot. That is just incredible. I feel like deja vu, right?
A little bit. I was saying that first break point, in some weird sense, like it's not that big of a deal because the quarter's just starting. The score is even. But, you know, it would have meant that if there was an extra time, they would have received that pull in the sudden death. But now that they've gotten a second break, Trout Waverite pulling it down again in the corner. They're up by 2 points. 2:27 on the clock.
Yeah, good eyes from Tajima just to see Trout making that time. Everyone's feeling good on the home team, the home crowd cheering Onyx on. 13-11 now in overtime.
It was looking a little shaky for them, down by 2, and we know that these margins are so important in the Western Ultimate League, hard to make comebacks from. But now Onyx have tied it. They're up by 2. Huge momentum swing in their favor. We'll see if they can maybe get another break here, even keep the pressure up. All the pressure on Wild right now.
Yeah, there's still 2 minutes left on the clock, so things can happen. They are making good progress with this disc. It's up.
Oh, the D by Julia Sherwood gets a hand on it. And well, player down for the Wild, but it may be a pick call from the other players because there's still a discussion going on here. But I mean, in my opinion, Julia Sherwood.
Or potential foul. You see that body contact, but Julia did have her hand on the disc before, so.
My understanding of the rule is that was a pretty clean defense. And I think there was maybe some discussion there, but Julia Sherwood, I think, took a knee to the face on the way down.
Injury called.
Discussion sort of ongoing a little bit about whether they'll take it back to the pass. Yeah, it looks like indication from Chelsea Putnam was that there was probably a pick, and they're going to take it back to the pass. So. Bright side of life for Onyx, no score yet, but certainly for the Wild, they're happy that they are still in possession here.
Yeah, they need to kind of maybe slow this momentum down from Onyx, stay calm in front of their end zone. Let's see. It looks like the disc might have to be taken from the front of the end zone, or it's a turn. Okay.
Okay,
so,
great.
Full score.
Yeah, a very shallow throw here. Sort of the hope being that, well, they either score quick or we can just get a turn.
The defensive sets up.
And yeah, big hammer over to Zajon, who is completely wide open in the back corner.
Onyx is capitalizing on that short.
Eisenbray not in yet. And there we go, Reina Cameron. Eisenbray to Reina Cameron. That's a connection we didn't see a lot of today, but have seen a lot of over this season.
Oh, for sure. That was an interesting decision on Utah Wild's part. It did allow them, you kind of saw them set up a very specific defensive play. But yeah, I think that over-the-top swing, and then Eva Pope to Eisenbray, who, as we see, almost in. It's hard with these lines, too. Sometimes you're like, is the yellow line in? Is the white line in? But just, it's okay to, if you're not in, you keep your composure, you find the open person, and you score. So, Onyx back up by 3.
I think Reina Cameron's been an awesome player for Onyx this season. Really made a huge impact on field. I think today a little bit the Wild zone kind of shut her out, so we didn't necessarily see those highlight reel bids. But nonetheless, Onyx extremely fired up about their performance today, and a lot of strong stuff from the entire roster, really. Poll coming out here, 15 seconds on the clock. Wild certainly would have liked to have a victory lap type scenario, but right now, just trying to get one more on the board and maintain a 2-point differential at the end of the night. See if they can get another highlight reel catch here.
Clock has run out, so this is the last possession here.
Yeah, game's still live. Applause from the crowd, the home crowd nonetheless. As Wild looking to continue to string together some nice passes here. Kircher finds Stanislaw. Stanislaw maybe back to Kircher. Nope. Looking for that final touch. There we go.
Oh, nice.
In the end zone. That will be Songer pulling down our final point of this Western Ultimate League game. But the final score, 15 for the Onyx, 13 for Utah Wild.
that was just such a good game. You know, that's the ultimate you want to see from these two teams. And it was just incredible on Oregon Onyx's part to be able to come back from that kind of, they were down by 2.
Yeah.
And then to tie it up in the final seconds of that last quarter. I mean, that's just so exciting to watch. And then really take it home in this overtime. It's exciting for the home team. It's exciting for us watching it here.
Yeah.
You all probably online, and we do get to see this again. They'll match back up on the 13th and in week 10, and it's I think Utah Wild has learned a lot in this game.
Yeah.
But they definitely gave it a good shot. Great sportsmanship here.
Yeah, and exciting for the whole league as both teams still have a lot to play for in this season. They matched up here in this head-to-head. It might come down to the final game between these two, as Wild have 2 very tough games against Seattle. At the same time, though, if Wild can manage to get a win there, they'll just take control of their own destiny and not even have to worry about the Onyx result. So interesting games there, interesting games all across the league. Fantastic stuff that we saw here tonight. Really a pleasure. I know that I'm going to go back and watch the end of that game again as well. Because
that's just why you play the game, why you watch the game. It's so wonderful to see such talent in pro women's ultimate. And now Oregon Onyx giving love to the Rock Club, giving love to the crowd. They're obviously very excited for this win. They needed this to stay in the running. And it takes a village. Lots of love from the stands.
Yeah, certainly. And again, congratulations to the Onyx players for their victory tonight. Exciting stuff. We're so happy for them. Happy to see how the rest of the season will go for them and all the changes and growth that they've seen. Any final thoughts real quick, Chloe?
Well, this has just been a really fun experience. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to try this out. And definitely congratulations to Oregon Onyx, who's cheering the crowd right now. It's been a pleasure, Jeff Eckstein, and I do want to wish you a very happy birthday today.
Oh, well, thank you, Chloe Mandel. I've received some lovely birthday gifts, and, well, doing some ultimate commentary is a birthday gift of itself.
Aww.
But we actually got to get going. Cut this out because we got another game to do. More ultimate on the way for the homestand fans here, but that will wrap up our Western Ultimate League action. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I've been Jeff Eckstein, joined by Chloe Mandel, and we will see you next time. Peace out.